we the people of the United States,
in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice,
ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense,
promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity,
do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
The Constitution's preamble was written by Gouverneur Morris, New York delegate to the 1787 Constitutional Convention. Morris is also credited with the form and style of the entire Constitution. Here are Morris's famous words. "We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America." This preamble became the United States mission statement when the Constitution was made public and sent to the states for ratification on September 17, 1787. September 17th is now recognized as Constitution Day. Millions of American students have spent time memorizing the preamble in the 238 years since 1787. However, seldom has the work of memorizing these words included studying their meaning. The preamble's first 3 words, "we the people," have been the inspiration to expansion of the American body politic for more than 2 centuries. The preamble says much more than "we the people." Every word and phrase has meaning and a backstory. Who established the United States? It was not just the founders. The Constitution was debated in taverns, stores, churches, on farms. Everywhere people got together. Ratification was a national project with participation throughout the nation. In Pennsylvania, the proposed Constitution was published in German, the native language of 1/3 of the citizens. In New York, originally founded as New Amsterdam, the proposed Constitution was circulated in Dutch. From the beginning, efforts were made to have the broadest engagement possible. The preamble reflected national aspirations, giving Americans and people around the world hope for a free and just society administered, not by kings, nobility, sultans, or chiefs, but by the people. The preamble not only states goals, but also the obligations the United States government has to the American people. The preamble names "we the people" as creators of the United States. The Constitution was ratified not by state legislatures, but by special state conventions, with delegates specially chosen for that purpose. The United States, as the people's creation, owes loyalty to the people with a duty to follow their instructions. What does the preamble mean by a more perfect union? In the Articles of Confederation, the states had joined a firm league of friendship for their common defense, the security of their liberties, and their mutual and general welfare. It was an agreement among states, not people. The Confederation Union was weak and incomplete. The preamble's phrase, "more perfect union," refers to improving upon the weak Articles of Confederation. The Confederation had not created a country. It was only a cooperation agreement among 13 separate sovereign countries. In the 21st century connotation of perfect, it is impossible to be more perfect. In modern terms, something perfect cannot be improved upon. In the 18th century, perfect did not have the absolute meaning it has come to possess in modern times. In the 18th century, perfect was understood to retain the essence of its Latin origin, perficere. That Latin verb means to finish or complete. Thus, a more perfect union in the 18th century meant a more complete union than had existed under the Articles of Confederation. What does the preamble mean by the phrase "establish justice"? The key word in the preamble's objective to establish justice is establish. If the Constitution was needed to establish justice, the implication is that justice did not exist under the Articles of Confederation. The Constitution's framers had come to Philadelphia from around the country and were aware of a critical failing of local state courts. All state court systems had judges providing trial by jury, but these local courts often did not fairly treat citizens from other states. Thus, there was need to establish justice. It was like Lady Justice peeked from under her blindfold to treat people differently. Gouverneur Morris had chosen the phrase, "establish justice," carefully. The convention delegates knew the lack of uniform justice endangered individual liberty and national unity. To address this, the Constitution created an independent Supreme Court and federal court system and required states to respect the privileges and immunities of all United States citizens. These provisions were included to establish justice for all citizens to exercise their inalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, even when traveling among the states. What does the preamble mean by domestic tranquility? Essentially, it meant the government must be able to maintain peace within the country. If the government was unable to protect citizens from internal violence, then no citizen was free. The Constitution was drafted 11 years after independence and 4 years after peace with England. English abuses of liberty were fresh in the minds of Americans. The Revolution had not been waged to throw off the English chains of King George to now be ruled by local tyrants. In 1786, Daniel Shays, a Revolutionary War veteran, led an armed rebellion against the tax policies and corrupt court procedures of Massachusetts. Shays Rebellion exposed that the Confederation Congress could not secure domestic tranquility. Ultimately, a private Massachusetts militia was organized to quell the Shays uprising. This Massachusetts disturbance was a major impetus to organize the May 1787 Constitutional Convention. National luminaries like James Madison gathered in Philadelphia. Madison would become known as the father of the Constitution. In the aftermath of the Massachusetts Rebellion, maintaining peace and tranquility at home was a foremost concern for the Philadelphia delegates. Thus, the convention delegates set out to design a federal government with a uniform justice system, protective of individual liberty and authority, to ensure domestic tranquility. In a country born by revolt against oppressive government, the spirit of freedom remained alive. The Constitution was drafted balancing that spirit with the benefits of civil society. What threats existed for the new nation that required common defense? The nation faced danger from all sides. Spain claimed most of North America west of the Mississippi River, the Gulf Coast, and Florida. Great Britain controlled Canada and forts in areas between the Appalachians and the Mississippi River. Threats from hostile Native Americans existed on the frontier. No single state was capable of defending itself. The states needed each other to survive. Despite the threats, Americans maintained a distaste for standing armies. It was an article of faith that armed forces sufficient to defend the nation possessed power to enslave it. Many Americans thought, having won independence over Great Britain, an American standing army was unnecessary and dangerous. The framers, however, anticipated other wars and the need to be prepared to fight them. This anticipation overcame the fear of standing armies, but was balanced by a constitutional commitment to civilian control over any military needed for the common defense. What was general welfare as understood by the Constitution's framers? Promote the general welfare had a well-understood meaning at the time the Constitution was written. The term general meant applicable to the nation as a whole, not individual, local, or special interests. Welfare referred to the concepts of happiness and well-being. The constitutional goal stated in the preamble is to promote the happiness of the nation as a whole. The Constitution's tax and spending clause in Article 1, Section 8, Clause 1 also contains the phrase general welfare. This clause reads, "The Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imposts, and excises, to pay the debts, and provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States." In both the preamble and the taxing and spending clause, general refers to the welfare of the United States as a whole, not the welfare of a personal, local, or special interest. In promoting general welfare, the government is to create an environment that allows everyone to exercise their inalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness without interference. What is the Constitution's ultimate purpose as stated in the Preamble? The constitutional missions to form a more complete union, establish a uniform system of justice, provide safety and security at home and from outside threats, and promote general national happiness are to achieve one principal purpose. That purpose is to secure the blessings of liberty, not only for the founding generation, but for following generations. The Preamble declares the Constitution was ordained and established to secure the rights proclaimed in the Declaration of Independence. The Preamble proclaims the Constitution was designed to fulfill the promise of the Declaration of Independence to protect the inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. To learn more about the U.S. Constitution and its meaning and impact, hit the like button on this video and subscribe to this channel.